All right, welcome. I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to come here and be with us today on this very exciting day for Bronco Athletics. Before I call up Dr. Kustra, I just want to say a few comments. First off, I want to thank the Bronco Nation. You know, I've been here 2 years, and I've been overwhelmed with the amount of support this program gets. And I can't tell you what it means to our program, to our student athletes, and our staff. And we're so fortunate with our fan base. So I want to thank the Bronco Nation for their patience, for their support of our program. And it's a great day for our program. Second, I want to make sure I thank Coach Peterson, Barb, Jack, and Sam. Needless to say, they are a complete class. You know, I had 2 years to work with Coach Peterson, and he's been incredibly classy throughout this entire process. And we all owe a great amount of gratitude to him and his family. I'd also like to thank our interim coach, Bob Gregory, and our current football staff. Those guys have been working incredibly hard, and I'm so appreciative of what they're doing for our program. And I want to thank our football student athletes. You know, last Friday I had to sit in that room and talk to 100 of those kids and explain what we were going to do. And I'm so appreciative of how they conducted themselves this past week. And I want to make sure we recognize our football student athletes, and I appreciate what they've done for our program. I also want to make sure I thank Dr. Kustra and his wife, Kathy. Needless to say, the last 4 or 5 days have been a whirlwind, and I could not have done this without his support and Kathy's support, and also our State Board of Education. You know, we have a lot of cool toys around here, from our new video board, the Stickle Sky Center, our new football complex, and that doesn't happen without the support of President Kustra and our State Board of Education, so thank you. I'd also like to thank my executive staff and my co-workers in the athletic department. You know, I tell our student athletes all the time, we have 150 full-time staff that work in our athletic department, and they work incredibly hard to do everything we can to make a first-class experience for our student athletes and our coaches. And I hope our staff knows how much I appreciate their support and their involvement in what they do for our program. And finally, I want to just take a second on a personal side to thank Kristen, my daughter Gracie, who's here, and Nicholas and Benjamin. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you, starting last Friday, the stress level in our house went up a little bit last week, and they have been unbelievable. And I could not have done this without Kristen and Gracie and my family. So thank you. So with that, I'd like to invite Dr. Kustra up to say a few remarks, and then I'll come back up after Dr. Kustra.
Well, thank you, Mark. Good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is. We've lost all track of time here at Boise State, I'll tell you that. But it is so exciting to be here today and welcome home Bryan and Kes Harsin. I can't tell you what that means. Thanks so much to the support from Bronco Nation, to the boosters and the fans, all who have followed this incredible program over the years. Your support this last week, but throughout the entire career of the program has meant so much. Mark mentioned the support of the State Board of Education, which of course we owe so much support to them, and one of them happens to be here today, and that would be Milford Terrell. Milford Terrell, one of our own. Thank you for all you've done. I'd also have to commend Mark Coyle. I mean, I'm telling you, I've worked with this guy now for 2 years, and I've seen how hard he can work, but nothing surpasses what's happened to us in this last week and the leadership that Mark provided in making this all come together. Mark, thank you so much for everything you've done to make this happen. I think I could make an argument that this is probably one of the most daunting assignments of any Division I football program in the country, to find a new coach. For a couple of reasons here at Boise State. First of all, the critical role that the program has played in the life of this university. It has elevated the stature and the recognition of the university across the land. It has created new opportunities for the rest of the university, especially in our student recruiting, to show ourselves to the rest of the country, to put ourselves up on that national stage that the football program took us to a few years ago. And we have been able to do that, but when that light shines on you year after year after year, then believe me, when it's time to select a coach, that light gets brighter and brighter and brighter, especially when you're a team that's known for its creativity and its innovation. And of course, that leads to the second reason why I think this is probably one of the tougher searches, and Mark has mentioned it. That's because, of course, of the leadership of Chris Peterson over these last years and this incredible coaching staff that he assembled. I know it's all about winning, and he proved that, but it's also about other things. It's the reason why we call our football players student athletes, putting the student first before the athlete. Because we expect them to be good students. We expect them to lead lives and careers that will be exemplary for all of those who follow. And when you take a look at what this football program has done, it is fair to say that this is one of the truly outstanding programs in the country. Because as far as Division I football is concerned, over these last few years, we've had one of the highest academic progress rates in the nation. We have had one of the highest graduation rates in the nation, oftentimes fighting first and second place with some other storied program older than us and more resourceful than us. But we've always managed to get it done, whether it's winning or whether it's producing the class of student athlete that goes on to do so much, not only for this university, but for the rest of their lives. And this year, by the way, as you all know, all of our seniors will graduate. All but one will graduate in December, one will graduate in May. We are extremely proud of that. And we are completely and totally confident that Coach Harsin is the guy to lead this tradition forward, to keep the mojo moving, to force us into a position where we absolutely dedicate ourselves to the same kind of performance, the same kind of winning that we've had all along. This is a program about values. It's a program about standards. It's a program about very high standards. And if and ever we falter, we quickly correct course, and we go on to win, we go on to prosper, we go on to success. I have complete and total confidence in Coach Harsin to take this program to its next level. I have no doubt that he will do so, and I intend to provide the full measure of university and the personal support that I can provide to make that happen and to contribute to his success and to the success of this great program. I cannot thank Bronco Nation enough for the support they've given us in the past, and from what we've heard over the last few days, I have no doubt that Bronco Nation will be there for us long into the years to come, but especially under this leadership of Bryan Harsin. Go Broncos!
Thank you, Bob. And before I bring up Coach Harsin, I just wanted to let you know what we were looking for. When we started this process last Friday, Kurt Apsey and John Cunningham and I got together, and I told them I was looking for the best fit for Bronco football. And when I talked about best fit, I talked about somebody who was honest, somebody who had a commitment to our student athletes. I wanted somebody who was a hard worker, and I wanted somebody who had a sense of urgency. And I can tell you, when I had a chance to visit with Coach Harsin last week, or earlier this week, I'm sorry, my days are messed up here, earlier in the week at our house, he said something that I absolutely loved. He talked about, he operates like it's 4th and 1. There's a sense of urgency, and that caught my attention. I wanted to find somebody who was an innovative football leader and coach. I wanted to find somebody who was an incredible recruiter, and I wanted to find somebody who had a commitment to compliance. And I'm confident that we have found the best coach for Boise State football. So please join me in welcoming Bryan Harsin as the next football coach of Bronco football.